So I just want to show this here. This guy, Jax, he's an earlier version of the Vagabond character. The one from right before, or right after I talked with Ronnie. I was able to get the Vulgar Militia's saw on him. I just ran over to the warp gate in front of the... I'll just show this. I just went over to the warp gate at the Third Church America. And ran over to the bridge at the Dragon Barrow. I got this for him. Let's just see how this works at taking out the, taking out the Hero of Zamar. Just for fun. The good thing about this weapon, it's a halberd. It has the glaive style slash attacks, it has native bleed damage. It looks like the saw cleaver from Bloodborne. Deals moderate damage. Let's just see how it does here against Mr. Hero of Zamar. Still here to Weeping Evertail. Just need to activate the activate the Evertail. And I have to wield it in both hands in order to utilize it. It requires slightly more strength than what Vagabond can offer. Oh, wonderful. Beautiful. I would say spam jumping attacks with it, just so that you can get good damage in. I believe the Hero of Zamar is also susceptible to bleed. He is weak to fire. How did that whiff? I mentioned that this guy is real annoying. Oh, he might be buffed his sword, now he's going to have higher capabilities of doing frost damage. And he frostbit me. Wonderful. Okay, now I need to avoid this wave attack. Oh, he got me there. No, that's indifference as far as I'm concerned. Let's switch over to the main character now. Let's just respawn at the stake, just so I don't have to worry about, that. And yeah, that's just to show what I can do with Vulgar Militia early. Again, I just ran over to the Dragon Barrow, killed the enemies there. And yeah, there are some ruins here that I missed. Anyway, I'll show them on the main guy. The one who's 4 frickin' hours in. This game is huge. So yeah, I'm right over here outside of the... Right over here outside the place. A copy of the Sun Hotel, so that's good. Oh, wonderful. Giant crab. Giant crab that killed me. No, well. Paths to get down here easily involves jumping off at a cliff over by the ruins and then just making your way down. So let's do that. I did put Flame of the Red Mains with the katana, and that's just because having a katana that deals fire damage is going to be quite valuable. Go over where marker 2 is, right by marker 2 there is a grove where you can find sunflowers. Truth be told, I'm not really that much of a fan of the based on this, I prefer the Grave Scythe and other Reaper type weapons. Comes to having a large weapon that deals bleed buildup. Okay, I believe it's over here where these birds are. Yes, it is. On this height, I should be able to safely drop down to the ruins. There we go. A small amount of fall damage, but it didn't kill me. That's what's important. Ooh, small bit of screen tear there. That looked awful. Okay, this time the crab didn't show up to kill me. Oh, I do have the Beast for Hone Torch. I don't think it'll affect the crabs. I think that only affects dogs, rats, and basilisks. I have no idea why the basilisks are considered bestial enemies where other quadrupedal mammals aren't. This game can be weird sometimes. So what I want to do is swap out Flame of the Red Mains for Unsheathed. I do want Flame of the Red Mains, I just want a different weapon. Let me put on the war pick. Now I have a war pick that deals fire damage. Having a hammer is optimal, and having a weapon that deals fire damage is also optimal here for tunnels. There are also tons of smithing stones around here, so it'll come in handy for upgrading gear. These rats were just guarding a smithing stone. Wonderful. Just doing this for the sake of showing it, you can spelunk down these elevator shafts by just climbing down the cliffs. The bottom of this elevator shaft doesn't have anything too special. It just has some miners and a dog. Some more tombstones scrap. Living stone off a miner. You can also farm these miners for their pickaxes. I wouldn't really recommend it, to be honest. It's clear my throat there. Still have a bit of a cold, but it's getting better. Slowly improving. So now let's bring this up and go over to the boss. Still hold on to this. The weird part is, even though the war pick has a pronged beak, it still deals 1 damage and not pierce damage. Anyway, here's the path you need to take to reach the actual boss. These miners have flaming coals on their back, similar to the ones in the Gale Tunnel. Thankfully they don't hit nearly as hard as the one in the Gale. More glowstone scrap is always good. Gonna heal. I believe I already got the stone that miner was As you see, this one here with coals on his back will throw coals at you. Any attack that does fire damage will cause coals to ignite, blowing them instantly. And these guys can also drop explosive stones. Before I forget, I should get the talisman in the Summon Water Village. There's one that is in the shape of a tortoise, and while you have that pendant on, it will enhance your stamina recovery. But anyway, for the boss here, I'm just going to spam Unsheath, break his guard. 2 iterations of the Unsheath heavy attack will be enough to break his guard. So I'll pop this like it's 1 rune to killing him. So 1. I meant to do 2 iterations of the Unsheath heavy attack, but this works. Bit of advice when it comes to fighting the Stone Digger trolls is that if you can re-aim an attack at their face and you hit them in the eyes, it'll stun them. I didn't need to do that though. Oh, I forgot to go through the Elden Village. Well, no better time than the present, I suppose. So for the Alien Village, anything that deals bleed damage will be your best friend.
Trade again.
Let's clean this guy out. Buy some kukris. Let's see, let's get like 25 of them. Kukris are one of those things that come in a lot of handy. No lands between. Before I go through the Summon Water Village, let me just go and activate this rise over by this watchtower. So the secret is to use Spirit Spring to jump up into the watchtower and you get the Great Turtle Shield and some Warming Stones. More importantly, you get this path over leading to a rise. The rises are the towers that are the former homes of Magi, akin to how sorcerers live in the Elder Scrolls, except all these towers are abandoned and blocked off. And in that outer way, you can find a Starlight Shard. Pretty good piece of equipment. It's a item that when you crush it, it slowly recovers your focus. Now for the rise here, there's a puzzle. You have book there that says Seek 3 Wise Beasts. And while wolves are very intelligent, those are not the wise beasts discussed in the riddle. The wise beasts are these phantasmal tortoises that you need to kill. Anyway, beast bones. Strike down the tortoise here. Strike down the tortoise that's in the bushes. The last tortoise is in the waterway behind the rise. So down here in this small pond. There you go. That flashing in the water is the phantasmal tortoise. Taking out the 3 tortoises causes the entrance to the rise to be open, allowing you access. And the rises almost always have, not smithing stones, memory stones in them. Memory stones increase your attunement slots, as opposed to Dark Souls 3, where the attunements that governed that, but in Elden Ring, the attunement stat just governs your focus bar. So here we are in Arides Rise. Also, the, Traveling Perfumer's Armor is pretty good for Raya Lucaria because the Magi there, they deal mostly magic damage, and the armor offers good resistance to magic. As you can see here, magic defense right now is at 100, fire is at 96, lightning is at 84, and holy is at 104. So if you want armor that has good resistance to magic, the Perfumer set's a good pick. One cool thing about the rises is that when you enter them, it nullifies the effects of the weather, so if you step out, you're going to see that it's raining. But if we enter the rises, you're going to see that the rain clears. It's a funny little oversight on the devs' part, but I think it's kind of funny. Now then. I'm going to put that second memory slot to good use, as I'm going to use it to equip it in the Frenzy, once I get my paws on it. Now then. Over here, you're going to find some, Star Worshippers. Over by this site where some meteors fell to Earth. How did that miss? One thing to note about these guys is that they can drop their... or that they can drop... Excuse me. I'll be sure to cut that out when I upload this on YouTube. They can drop gravity stone pieces, such as the trunks and fans. They didn't drop any here. No, there's an alabaster ward. I don't want to fight them, so excuse me while I leave. Okay, I think he left to his own devices. I don't want to fight the Alabaster Lord. Upon killing him, you don't get anything. Oh no, he's still coming after me. Dude, come on. Here we got a sign talking about a guide and gatekeeper to those returning to the roots. No, forget this. I'm gonna quit out and re-enter. And that should cause the Alabaster Lord to respawn at his normal location. Override those Star Worshippers. So that statue of Rosas points you in the direction of a catacomb. You look at the statue itself, the light is pointing below the ground into the mountain face, and that's where the next catacomb is. I'm not gonna go at it at the moment. I would like to show how there's an item that makes it a little bit easier to fight the enemies in those catacombs. There's some items here. For the most part, they are trash items to get you close to those flowers. Is this a spring that leads to here? Oh no, the spirit spring's on the other side. I'm stupid. Oh, anyway. Let's just go into the forest lookout tower. Okay, thankfully no more drop frames, and kill bit rate's looking solid, so that's good. I have no idea if anyone's gonna watch this, and I don't really care. I'm doing this for me. So anyway, up here you're going to find a soldier manning the ballista. And in this box you're gonna find a hand ballista, some ballista bolts. Very nice items. There's another lookout tower close by the isolated merchant. Gonna run over and get its contents. Going to put on a large weapon. Great FA is a good example. And I'm gonna use it to disarm the Godric soldier in the area. Since he's weak to being killed with a giant weapon. So the lookout tower is over this way. We're gonna find some Godric soldiers around the general area. There's some Godric soldiers and a Godric knight here. Real threat is the soldier reading the knight. Real threat is the soldier in that tower using that hand ballista. Oh, and disarm him. Forward here. This area is called the Tower of Return. Okay, thankfully he's not able to hit me from up here. Just ignore him, go up here. Take out the soldier manning the ballista. And there's another box up here, but this one is a trap. The other soldiers are following me up here, it seems. Looks like as though this isn't doing enough poise damage. Not the end of the world. Where the hell is this guy going? There we go. Okay, take out the horse, take out the rider. This guy doesn't drop anything special. Like the one that drops the Ash of War, Golden Vow, the stormveil. This one just has a chance of dropping his equipment. Just want to go up here to get a talisman. Basically, the tower teleports you to Lindo, the royal capital. More specifically to a section on top of a tower. So let's just activate the trap. Got ensnared. So anyway, over here in Lindell. I'm just not going to wear any equipment. I'm just going to run over and get the item. There's a golem there. The golem is asleep, but once you get close, he will regain consciousness and try to attack you. I would recommend just running over to the box here, getting the item, and leaving. Over here we get the Blessed Dew Talisman. The good thing about having a light equip burden is that it lets you do a long and fast roll so that you don't have to worry too much about getting hit by your enemies. So let's see, how much faith can I give myself at this moment? Okay. And 12 intelligence for right now sounds good. Could also go to 13 intelligence. There we go. Now, let's go back to a decently powered weapon. I'm gonna stick with the Great Epee. And a shield. And now I can warp back since I've rested at a grace. So, two more things I want to clear up here in the Weeping Peninsula is this village where you can get the Flame of Frenzy. A tunnel and a ruin. So let's go through the ruins first. From the 4th Church America, you just want to drop down to where the Weeping Ever Jail was. And you can enter some ruins close by. The ruins have a weapon in them. So from here at the Weeping Ever Jail, I just make my way over to the ruins. You'll find a special enemy there known as Pages. They fight using an S-Stock. And a crossbow that launches Perfumer's Bolts, which deal fire damage, though they don't officially do fire damage. There's some rodents around here that you can check out. Honestly. A peace lever. Now I'm going to activate this. Use Alpha. Put up my shield to protect myself against Page's attacks. Those bolts that they use are, although they're called Perfumer's Bolts, they do fire damage, I believe. They can be buffed using a talisman that enhances the effect of medicinal perfumes. Sadly, neither of them dropped anything, but I did find the winged scythe here. Pretty powerful weapon. It's good for a faith build. It's a sickle, and its weapon art has you leap into the air and slash at the enemies. I believe slashing the enemy with it counts as a headshot. It stuns the enemy and prevents them from healing. You know what, I'm gonna call this Let's Play Elden Ring. Let me just retitle this. Title this Let's Play Elden Ring. Oh Jesus. Okay. Let me just update the title. anyone sees this on YouTube, it'll have a new title. I should get into the habit of doing that whenever I make these live streams. So, I'm gonna stick with the katana here because a lot of the enemies in this area are susceptible to bleed damage. And I deliberately gave myself 16 faith because I would like to get a magic that's here. Close to the village there's a cathedral. And in that cathedral there is a incantation that lets you summon the Flame Frenzy. And those rats aren't normal rats. Their eyes are glowing. They are infected with the Flame Frenzy. And if they bite you, they can spread the flame to you. Important pieces of equipment here are the weapons that you can potentially get off of the commoners, such as a weathered straight sword or a spear. Hello? Where are they? I can hear them skittering about. Oh, whatever. Stay close to the top and head northbound because there's a grace up here, cliff face. Starting to lag. Kind of help. Big golden rune on that body. Skull with a rune in it already. Good. So these flowers here, I call them Eyes of Yellow. They could be called Eyes of Yellow, but I prefer Eyes of Yellow since it implies, since I think that gives it a greater connection to the Flame of Frenzy. Because in the game always goes out of its way to describe the Flame of Frenzy as being a deep yellow or amber color, so I think calling these flowers Eyes of Yellow makes sense. Fits with the naming scheme. And this is also one of the main reasons why I went with the Perfumer's armor as my main armor for the current time being, as the Flame of Frenzy status, the madness status increases, or rather, having a high focus staff means that the madness status won't proc as easily. Just thought I'd clean the house and take care of these commoners. Put the poor suffering masses out of their misery. Hold still, I'll make a quick. There we go. And over there is where I want to win. Lubeck is my first. Is where I find some rodents, but more importantly, it's where I can find an incantation that allows me to attack with the Flame of Frenzy. Actually, gonna need some rules here, but whatever. Oh, handy. Actually, meant to equip my talisman. Just so I can try using some magic here. Now, as you can see though, the rats in here will cause a slight buildup of madness when you attack. And in this cathedral, you'll find the incantation, the Flame of Frenzy. It allows you to shoot holy hellfire out of your eyes. last two things I want to do here are our tunnel. There's also a cave here. If you can beat the boss of that cave, which is a rune bear, God help you if you try to fight him at this point, you can get something fairly valuable in the form of a talisman that increases your magic defense. So now then, to reach the tunnel, just go past where these Miranda flowers are. Don't interact with them. If you run past them, you should avoid carefully entering with that. Anyway, get closer to the mic. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, here's the Morn Tunnel. Apparently, it's part of Castle Morn. Another area where you can find a good number of smithing stones. Smithing stone tier 1. So far, you're gonna find some misbegotten here along with the minor enemies. So let's rest up. I'm going to equip the Flame of Frenzy. Don't have enough to level up just yet. Let's make a physic. Go to the Ashes of War. Nothing I want to do there, but I do want to add the Flame of Frenzy as a spell. It's gonna come in a lot of handy for fighting the enemies near here. Sadly though, you don't shoot the bolts of fire all at once like that villager did. You shoot them out in multiple tiny spurts. I might as well show just how useful they are here against these misbegotten. For example, that guy there. Since it shoots out and around your face, you can easily get some hits in. And take these guys out. And again, the main reason why I'm running around with the Perfumer's armor is because it gives you good focus. For the time being. Oh wow, I didn't know you could break this guy's guard so easily. Well, anyway. There are multiple ways to make your way through the tunnel. One is just by dropping down that platform over to where those misbegotten were. Another is to just hike around like normal. Okay, took those guys out. Let's see, I should probably put on a hammer. Preferably one that deals damage. Wonder if the misbegotten are the foremen here at the mines, because, Irina did mention how the servants at the castle rebelled. Oh, explosive stone column, nice. Using that as an item throws out multiple clumps of explosive stones. That, throw them, they dissipate out and basically disperse with a shotgun blast. In here with glowing eyes. Here's the main section of the mine. explosive sounds. Ow. Bit of advice when it comes to the flying misbegottens is that you can disarm them pretty easily with projectiles of any kind, including throwing knives. Did I already get the ball bearing? No, I did not, so this could be a good opportunity for me to try and get it. The weapon you get here as a drop is a pretty powerful great axe. It's a hammer, or rather it's a great axe that is quite literally a boat anchor that you smash into your enemies. Okay. Go. I think that attack would have been able to kill me immediately. Thankfully, I killed him before he had a chance. Exalted Flesh there increases your physical attack. Another Somber Smithing Tier 1. Heal. However, we'll try doing a catch flame to this guy's face and see if he likes it. Okay. Here we go. Let's make our way over to the boss. I feel as though the katana would be a good fit. You hear the clanking of a hammer, that means that there's at least one miner that's still alive. Okay. But I think there are sufficient materials here right already, so I'm not going to waste any sleep time or energy over that. Instead, I'm going to here and try to pick out the scaly misbegotten. This is a variety of misbegotten that uses a great axe. I always mistime those. Okay, with pop physics to gain some health. You can see though, unsheath into the heavy attack is a good way of stunning him. And like I said, from him we get the Rusted Anchor. Now I can finally take out Castle Morn without any issue. But first things first, I'm gonna head back over to the round table and upgrade my gear. So let's go over to Hugh over here.
Well, I took you for dead, no matter how you're up.
Sell all these runes. I don't think there's any equipment that I want to sell at the moment. Except for maybe some repeat pieces of armor. Not even. So let me just strengthen my gear. Maybe increase this strength too. I could bring it up to rank 3, but I don't really want to. As far as normal weapons are concerned, let's try enhancing the graveside. Could try enhancing another weapon. Let's see. Maybe the Great Epee would be a good pick. And there we go. Gideon has moved positions. He is currently in the...
Ah, well then.
He's currently in a study in the back of the round table.
May the Golden Order You've met, then owing, I think, you the power.
Well, now D can sell some incantations, such as Order's Blade. I'm not really a fan of it, but each their own. I could try it out. Nice hook up with me proper death, too. Order's Blade gives you a similar buff to the Sacred Blade incantation. Well, anyway, now that I'm here, I could also try doing some dragon hunting. I could also try going to Liurnia. Going to Liurnia will cause patches to move from the Murkwater Cave. Thankfully, he'll just move over to Liurnia, so that's good. Going to Liurnia will also cause the young woman here at the Stormveil shack to immediately move. Not the end of the world, though. I would rather go to Liurnia anyway, just to learn some proper magic. So I'll just show this. Just in case I'm about to do just in case I'm about to make a mistake, let me just import save file and back this up. Actually cancel, let's go over here to this one called BC2. Update and there. The reason why I'm backing up the save file is because I'm worried that going to Liurnia may or may not mess up Yura's quest. There's a finger reader crone here. He just gives you a bit of flavor text on the area. Here you can find the Nomadic Warrior Cookbook 7, where it teaches you how to make soft cotton. You make it by burning relic fruit. There's some animals and some wolves here, just ignore them. I should put the lantern on so I can see better. There we go. I am basically cleaning a target on my back, though. With all the wild animals around here, but it's... Now I want to try something. It says that if you rest out of grace, it'll trigger the young woman to move to the round table, the Heartbroken Maiden. Curious to see if the same effect happens if I just activated grace. Not rest at it, but just activated. But anyway, while I'm here, I might as well learn some sorceries. There are two magic teachers that you can learn sorceries from. One is Selin and the other is Topes. Topes is right here in the Church of Erith. He's over here on this bench with what appears to be a weed growing out of his groin.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Rea Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
Sure. He only wants 10 runes.
Bless you, bless you. You're a true saint. My name is Topes.
What is
Presuming
Topes?
you're interested, I can teach you sorceries, as probably none of them are particularly great.
Oh, come now. Let's see what kind of sorceries you have. Some Pebble, Glintstone Arc. He also sells Starlight. Okay. Pretty good find. Thank you, Topes. Here you go. Just in case it gets a little too dim here, let me provide some lighting. Here you go. Just in case it gets a little dim. Thank you. I like Topes. He's one of the two NPCs that teaches you magic. The other is the Sorcerer Selin, here in the Waypoint Ruins cellar. She teaches you some more magic Topes. She's right here. I wonder what she says if I talk to her with 15 intelligence.
Tarnished, are we? No wonder you should turn up here. I am Selin, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here?
I would like to learn sorceries.
Ah, a yen for glintstone sorceries.
Yes.
Well, your aptitude does appear passable.
Okay.
But one must choose one's masters wisely. I was exiled from the Academy of Rea Lucaria as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish to learn from me?
You don't seem like that bad of a person, so sure, I wouldn't mind learning from you.
Well, you are a piece of
Oh
work.
my katana's poking through your
Very
skirt.
well. You are now my protege
Here we
in
go.
glintstone sorcery. But I refuse to coddle or cast kind words. Never anticipate grievances, young apprentice.
Fair enough. The main difference between Selin and Topes is that Selin gives you a much wider breadth of spells starting out. Though the only magic that I'm interested in is Glintstone Pebble and Glintstone Arc. All the rest of the things like the... Oh, and as you can see, the Heartbroken Maiden is moved. I wonder if you're still in the area. Let's check. Is Patches still here? Maybe you have to buy something from him before he moves? Because it looks like Patches is still here. Okay. I hope he's not too alarmed by my fursuit. Just call me Nick Nocturne. I'm ready to attack your nightmare, and I'm poisoned. That's what I get for impersonating someone. There we go. Elemental gauntlets, okay, Spirit poison. Cave moss you find in here is rather invaluable when it comes to crafting medicine. Yeah, Patches is here. He still sells shit.
Well, nice of you to all a bit and welcome. You won't need a refund, because everything's top notch.
Okay, so Patches sells some pretty good shit. Anything that you can't find here, he will sell again in his second location in Rea Lucaria, so don't worry about that. Patches is basically always available as a merchant. If you kill him while he services you as a merchant, you can get his bell bearing and give it to the Twin Maidens at the round table, and they'll sell you all of his gear. I would like to get Market Shackle. It comes in handy for fighting Market and for fighting one of the, and also for exploring catacombs, but I can't purchase that one. I mean, I can if I sell one. If I sell 25 runes, I'll be able to purchase it, no problem.
Cheers for that.
That's why I always like harvesting whatever radiant runes I can find on the ground. It makes it much easier to, makes it significantly easier to buy stuff from NPC merchants. And yeah, the young woman has moved. Let's see if Yura is still around here. He actually set up camp over by the coast. Set up camp over by where these ruins are. He moves around to other locations like Rea Lucaria. Ah, the tree is dropping extra leaves. Which means I can get some extra runes. Okay, Yura's no longer here. Maybe he's over by the... Maybe he's over in Murkwater still. He should still be in the area. Worst case scenario, I'll just reload the previous save and continue on from there. If I'm correct, he should be over at that small grotto. Oh, let me just hike out and see if I can find him. Hey, the Heartbroken Maiden, she moved to the round table. She can now be found there. Warning how to, she can be employed as a trainer who can strengthen your spirit summons. Ah, there he is. Hey, Yura.
Just joining the fray. Tarnished.
Indeed.
Well, you fought Nereus and survived. That alone deserves commendation. I'm Yura. Hunter of bloody fingers. Tarnished. Held in thrall by cessblood.
Hope that didn't make too much noise.
Zealots. Who stalk their own. You stay the path. You're certain to face more of them.
Understood.
Just remember. No kinship with their ilk remains. Their madness precludes it. Don't let your emotions stay your blade.
Understood. You sound like you're speaking from experience. I hope all goes well.
One last word of warning. Stay clear of Agil Lake. A great dragon roosts there, and it's as fearsome as it is majestic. So, unless you're mad, or wish to be burned alive, stay clear of the lake.
Understood. So, if you go over towards this, like, small C-shaped island, you'll find some, noblemen lighting a bonfire to get the dragon's attention. The dragon will then fly down and attack you. One thing I would recommend to make picking up the dragon easier is to go to Fort Height and find as many of those, roses as you can. There are, like, 6 bushes with blood roses blooming around the area, so you can easily get between 6 and 18 blood roses. Oh, and I forgot to get this. There is a golden seed here. Harvest as many of these as you can. Makes it easier to enhance your flasks. There's also one in the dragon barrel. I believe I already got it. I don't think I did, but easy enough to get. Another bundle of roses. Excellent. So that's already 4 bundles of blood roses. There are like 2 more behind the castle. The lore behind the blood roses is that they are a personal favorite flower of Moog, the Lord of Blood. And the flowers bloom in areas where there's been high bloodshed that seep into the soil. Fascinating little yarn. Roses have always been associated with love and passion passion has always been associated with blood. So I guess it makes sense that at some point a fantasy environment would blend the two. Speaking of 2, I got 2 more roses. So I'm going to use these to make some bleed arrows. I have enough to make 2 bundles. That's not a lot. I should probably try to get some more. There is a bell-bearing hunter that you can find, and should you be successful in killing him, you'll get some blood roses. I mean, not blood roses. You'll get a bell-bearing that allows you to purchase bones from the Twin Maidens. So there we go. My advice when it comes to farming the sheep for blood roses is use glintstone arc. I have the glintstone staff that allows me to utilize it. Just sneak over to where these sheep are. Usually there are areas where there are high concentrations of sheep. And glintstone arc is good at leaving out a huge population. So that allows you to get some good numbers. Another location where you can find a good number of sheep very easily is the Tombs Ward. Northbound in the fields, you'll find plenty of sheep in the area. And again, glintstone arc is very good at cleaving through them. Truth be told, you don't need to start out as an astrologer if you want to get started with magic, since you can easily make your way over to Topes or Sellen and buy glintstone arc from either of them. Vito. Tons of bones from these sheep. There's an even greater flock from around here. And you don't even need anything too powerful. Even the standard glintstone staff can get the job going for taking out the sheep. Again, much like the roses, you can find them in bundles of 1 to 3. I'm just gonna do another run over to Fort Height and get some roses. Fort Height is an excellent location to farm blood roses early. And blood roses come in a lot of handy for making blood grease and blood arrows. Now I can make even more blood arrows. I think 50 is more than enough. And let's put them. Put them in place of standard arrows. Another good alternative are the crepice bolts. Since they Cuskar with rock buildup, they come in handy for killing enemies like dragons. Would be nice if there was a bell bearing that allowed you to buy foul feet and fly pinions from a merchant. That would be nice. I mean, there's already a bell bearing for merchants who sell medicine. There's one for merchants who pick the grave and ghost gloveworts. There's one for merchants who... 3 big ones that I've seen are ones for merchants who sell various kinds of medicine. But yeah. Get another bundle of these. And let's also make some more of these. Blood grease always comes in handy. Good area to find grease or root resin to make into weapon grease is around here. In these groves you'll find flowers, or you'll find root resin over by these trees, and you can harvest a good bounty of them easily. Gold tinged excrement is a rather disgusting item, but it is useful for making poison. So far, the most obvious location is that tree that has 3 deposits of root resin, but yeah, this is a pretty good area to spawn from. There's also an old man here. If you want to try your luck at getting the noble's armor or the glintstone staff, then that old man is a good idea to farm since he's right by the grace. And let's see, for the optional boss that's here, I want to put on some armor that has some good resistances. Nothing right now is better than the Vagabond Knight armor. Okay, don't really need the longbow or the seal. So over here is a super boss. 2 super bosses actually. So there's a bell-bearing hunter. Apologies, I need to cough. A bell-bearing hunter right here in this cabin. You'll know when he shows up because Bernal will leave. When you don't find Bernal, that's a sign, yep, that the bell-bearing hunter is here. My advice for killing him is use a weapon that deals good poise damage. Good option is the Uchi Katana with Unsheath. Unsheath's heavy attack deals a nice amount of poise damage. Oh, wonderful. Got me with a lifesteal fist. Quite rude of me, Mr. Telekinetic. Okay. Okay, let's heal. Okay, if he does the shield bash, that's a good opportunity for me to get a free hit in. Okay. Okay, now he's dead. So from this POS, we get what is possibly the most useful bell bearing in the game, the Bone Peddler's Bell Bearing. It allows you to purchase infinite quantities of bones from the Twin Maidens in the Round Table. Now I'm gonna put Sacred Blade on here, just to see if I can't take care of a Deathbird that's in the area. Honestly, Unsheath's heavy attack can carry you through the majority of the game. Okay, where you want to go is over by these ruins. You'll know when you're in the right location when you see some rams in the area that just want to buck you in the face. Okay, don't need any of those. Let's put on the Holy Water Urn. And get ready to chuck them at the Deathbird that will show up here. There he is. The Deathbirds periodically show up at, well, not periodically, they show up at set locations at night. they are very weak to divine damage. If you can get a, especially if you can get a headshot in with Sacred Grease, it will just absolutely shred their health bar. So this one here drops the blue feathered branch sword. Pretty good piece of equipment. The blue feathered sword functions as they're basically Elden Ring's equivalent of the Tear Stone rings from Dark Souls. When you have one equipped, you'll get certain buffs when you're below like 10% of your max health. The blue branch sword gives you more defense. The red branch sword gives you more attack power. Let's see how Glintstone Arc does against this guy. I'm not gonna be a flip bird and fine. So this guy over here is a Knight Rider. He hasn't noticed me. Usually they immediately attack me. And yeah, these bastards are hostile. Marvelous. They work for a market development. Try to stay on the offensive with these guys. Okay. Once he gets off his speed, that's a perfect opportunity to... Oh, I lifted, never mind. That attack, he steps back up on his speed. Perfect opportunity for you to get back up on yours. Oh, I have him on the ropes. He also has me on the rope. Okay, there we go. He's dead. A pop equal health. Let's get some more runes off of him. From this guy, you get the Ash of War Barricade Shield and the Knight Rider's Foil. These guys almost always drop an Ash of War. Sometimes they drop other items of importance, but usually it's Ashes of War. The Knight Rider's Foil is a pretty powerful weapon. It's a very high dexterity weapon. Foil with 2 additional bludgeons. Weapon of the Knight Cavalry who ride funerary steeds. The large spikes make it effective at inducing blood loss, but also demand higher dexterity to wield. Its weapon art is spinning chain, just like the standard foil. It's basically a dex hammer that can't be parried. I like foils. Their movesets are a little slow, but once you get past a particular problem with them, a bit more manageable.
Trade again.
Let's see, does this guy have anything I want? That was one. It increases your health slightly while you have the clip. It also sells a Bastard Sword, I don't really need it.
You will.
The Lordshorn Great Sword is basically the better version of a Bastard Sword. So while I'm here, might as well try to see if I can take out the Death Bird that's in the area. This death bird drops a weapon upon being dispatched. Those bats over there indicate the general location of where the bird is. Okay, everybody got the steady on this guy. Doesn't want to. No, I did not. Okay, well, let's go and get it on him. So anyway, the Deathbird here shows up around this grove of tarnished sunflowers, which is kind of ironic, considering that the tarnished sunflowers make the one item that they are beyond weak to. Okay, now I think if I do some melee hits, I'll be able to get the guy down. The attack they do where they scream at you is particularly deadly because it causes death blight buildup. So from this bastard, you get the sacrificial axe. It allows you to heal as you kill enemies. It recovers your focus every time you kill an enemy. That's Wild Strikes, as its ability has the same moveset as the hand axe. Hatchet used in ancient sacrificial rites. The Deathbird is depicted here as a malevolent deity. The power of the rite yet lingers. A small amount of focus is restored upon slaying an enemy. Its weapon art is Wild Strikes. This is the kind of weapon where it works better if you have it in your offhand to just drive up a kill combo and quickly take out or quickly build up some focus every time you kill an enemy. So now I'm gonna put the longbow on, swap this out for my seal. It would be nice if weapons like the Prince of Death's staff or the Golden Order seal could cast sorceries and incantations the same. Another rune skull that I might as well acquire. Come on. There we go. Golden rune tier 1. Well, for next time I'll finally clean up Castle Morn and make my way over to Morgoth the Fell Omen. You know, I'm just glad that this went out the way it is supposed to, and that there weren't any hiccups this time around, so that's good. But yeah, so next time I'll go get to Castle Morn lift, and I'll clean up Castle Morn finally. Hopefully this setup makes it a little bit easier. I hope so anyway. Sacred Blade is one of those abilities that's disturbingly powerful. And one strange thing about this castle is this side room that's put here purely for decoration. There's nothing of importance here. No items that we can take. It would honestly be nice if we could take some of these weapons that are just sitting here, but I digress. So our tarnish is perfectly fine with robbing graves, but we don't steal from the living. That's good. At least we have some sense of ethics. Let's see. So yeah, next time I'll clean out Castle Morn. So until then, I'm gonna put the end card on and make a new video come tomorrow, possibly. So, hopefully by then, Mr. Not Lost over here will have a good chance at getting some good items. Now I think it's a good time to put on the end card, and I'll see you guys later. And by any chance, if you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed this, by all means leave a like. And if by any chance you don't enjoy this, then by all means leave a dislike. It's perfectly fine. Especially since it'll show where I need to improve. So that'll be it for this video. Put up on the end card.